I've been working faithfully on this book right here, The Story of My Life. Now, my son Ron asked me to do this to encourage you to do the same. What a tremendous blessing this will be to your family. I had the advantage, as I mentioned before, that my dad had written his life story, just a handwritten, never intended it to be published, just for the family, but I published it later on, and many thousands of copies of this that I called A Happy Heart went out across the country as a result of the television coverage years ago. But I have a picture of my first granddaughter here right now. Now, I am going to subject you, if you're willing to keep this channel where it is, one picture a day. Now, you've gone to visit relatives or friends. They've hauled out the picture albums. You're an unusual person if you were thrilled at that idea of sitting for an hour looking at somebody's pictures of people you've never seen in your life before. One a day, or maybe two at the most a day, okay? Now, this is Cheryl. This gal is now, of course, in her mid-20s, mother of two. She's the children's evangelist for the Billy Graham Association. At their missions, they do children's meetings, and she makes the invitation for children, boys and girls, their moms and dads, their grandpas and grandmas to give their lives to Christ, something like Billy Graham would do. And next week, we're going to feature a book, which is part of the ministry of our granddaughter and her husband, Todd Nielsen. And so we'll talk about that next week. But now I want to go on a little bit more today on the story of my life. I have two sisters, Willa and Elaine. Willa's the older one, 8 years older. Elaine, 6 years older than me. Lived with Willa for a year, and my mother died. My father went back again to his field of labor, which was the country of Egypt. My sister actually looked after me for a year back there, my older sister, and I was thankful for that. My sister Elaine married a veterinarian from Buffalo, New York, Dr. Frank Boudinot, a merciless tease of her younger brother. Now, see, these things may not mean much to you, but they may to my children and my children's children. When I was almost 3, I moved into an uncle's house in Ramseyville, Ontario, just near Ottawa. Father left back then, 1938, late 38, for Egypt. Continued his work. His presence was essential because he had an open door with the British authorities, which his pastors did not have. And they were being some pretty rough treatment by the extremist elements, the Islamic extremists. Nothing much has changed. He went there because they could not even get an appointment with the British authorities. And I started grade 1 at 5. My sisters tell me I could read quite well at 4. No radio, no TV, only books. My first job at 9, delivering groceries. At 10, I delivered bread on Saturdays. At 11, I delivered printing orders after school every night to Parliament Hill in Ottawa. At 12, I worked on a farm on Saturdays and summers for 5 years, and my dad wanted these farmers to teach his boy how to work. And there's a lot of other things here as well. But, well, here's my dad. Now this went through the, actually, water damage. We had a fire where furniture was burnt, and when I told my wife, there was silence on the other end of the phone, and then she said, "The pictures!" You really know what's important. The furniture wasn't really important. It was the pictures. But we want to help you bless your children and your children's children and your children's children's children by organizing just a page or two on each of various subjects, such as my thoughts on humor, favorite family jokes, hobbies and leisure time, heroes and mentors, and so on. Here's how you can get your very own copy of this very special, most helpful book.